Now we're going to quickly discuss what we mean by congruent figures, specifically congruent segments and congruent angles. What we mean by congruent is simply this. Two figures are congruent when they are exactly the same in every corresponding feature. The symbol for congruence is an equal sign with a tilde over the top of it. The way I usually draw it is drawing the equal sign first and then putting the tilde over the top of it. Now, congruent segments are segments that have the same length. That's their only feature, so if it's the same between two segments, then the segments are congruent. And the only feature of angles is their measure. So congruent angles are angles that have the same measure. Now we like to be able to say in figures that things are congruent without using a lot of words. So what we will do with segments is we'll put tick marks on congruent segments. So you now know that segment AB is congruent to segment BC. If you have more than one pair of congruent segments in a figure, you just put in more tick marks. So you now know that segment LM is congruent to segment PN. We will also mark angles as being congruent, but with angles we'll use arcs. Now we know that angle O is congruent to angle D. Similar to segments, if there's more than one pair of congruent angles in a figure, we simply put more arcs in them. So now you know that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. So let's try this. Are segment AC and segment BD congruent? What we're going to have to do is compare their lengths. So let's find the length of segment AC. That's going to be the absolute value of the difference of the coordinate of C there is 5, and the coordinate of A is -2. So the absolute value of 5 minus -2 would be the absolute value of 7. So segment AC has a length of 7. Now let's look at the length of BD. BD is going to equal the absolute value of the coordinate of D is 10, and the coordinate of B is 3. 10 minus 3 is 7. The absolute value of 7 is once again 7. We have just discovered that AC is equal to BD. That means that segment AC is congruent to segment BD. So yes, they are congruent. Quickly notice the difference between saying that a segment is equal in length to another segment and a segment is congruent to another segment. These two statements, although one leads to another, they're not the same thing. Number 4, angle GHI is congruent to angle KLM. If angles are congruent, we know that their measures are equal. So what do we know about the measure of angle KLM? It's going to be the same as the measure of angle GHI because the angles are congruent. So we know that it's 54 degrees.